If you were the guy who woke up one day and put a bike helmet on every Boris bike in London that morning, you go into work, you open up your laptop, you hear beautiful music from the heavens, and you write the best damn blog you've ever written in your life. Am I right? Okay. So, my point is, try harder. At the start of the blog, when you know it's going to be shit, don't do it. Stand up, get the fuck out of the office, and do something interesting, and then write about that. You've got to try harder because people are working their face off to work against you. Your competition now is working really hard. And it's going to get harder because when the ROI changes for those 14-year-old kids, we are all fucked. Okay. Video. I don't really need to talk about video so much. A lot of you were here for the last one, right? We all buy into the fact that video is great. I just want to talk about it for a second because it's not the silver bullet, but it's incredibly important. Websites are converging with TV at the moment. That's only going to accelerate. The traditional website will not be what it is today in 10 years' time. I can promise you that. It will be rich content. Now, YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. Okay? It's not a video depository, it's the second largest search engine in the world. Now, when our kids, or people's kids, mine's only 2.5, so not even my kids, when they're doing their homework, when they're talking to their mates and all the rest of it, they use video, they use YouTube, they're always on there. They do the homework with it, they learn how to play the guitar, they get emotional, crazy, romantic tips online, listening, subscribing to their peers. Okay, so search engine. The search engine where you type and read, or the search engine where you type or talk and watch, what's the most popular one? Okay, this is accelerating. Our infrastructure is changing, so we can watch video on a phone, blah, 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 blah. They say that 1 minute of video is worth 1.8 million words. I don't know where that stat came from, but it was credible, and I'm going to use it right now. In terms of the platforms that are popping up now, we've got Instagram, Vine, we've got Hyperlapse, it's just moving on and on and on. Video is in our life. And don't give me any of this, it's too expensive, because it isn't. Because it isn't. If you haven't got 20 grand to spend on videos like you saw just before, you can do it a lot cheaper. And even the guys before said, in front of everybody, it's the idea that sells. Okay? It's got to come from a place where the idea sells. But now, a web page, a physical web page, is 8 times more likely to be found if it's got video on it, especially if you transcribe the video. And if somebody's watched a video of a product or a service or something to do with your business, they are 78% more likely to convert into a customer. Video is part of our life now, but in 10 years' time, the landscape will be completely different. Even if it's a video blog that you try, and it feels awkward, and it's not very nice, and blah, 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 get over it. Figure it out. Do something else. You need to be producing rich content if you want somebody to not just consume it, but share it if you want to be contagious online. Yeah? Everyone cool with that? Okay, good. I said before, Facebook didn't exist 10 years ago. Who knows what's going to exist in 10 years' time? There's signs that email is slowly changing. The current web is changing. Taco Bell did something remarkable a few weeks ago. I don't know if anyone saw it. But they replaced their entire website with a message that said, download our app. Basically, we don't give a shit about our website anymore. If you want to eat Taco Bell, download the fucking app. That's where we want you to put your details in. And do you know why? Because they're sick of trying to get people to put details into a website. If you are a loyal customer and you really want to engage with that brand, you'll download the app. Now, that's their property. A lot of us put a lot of energy and time and resource into creating followings in other places. And if their demise happens quicker than we think, we're putting our business at risk. So that's where your early innovator department kicks in, because you're now got different communities in different channels, so you haven't got your eggs all in one basket. But also you can bring the information to you. So I'm talking about CRM, I'm not just talking about email, I'm talking about how are you nurturing and collecting leads for your business. It used to be amazingly easy a few years ago with email, but we've covered that and email isn't working as much. It's still important, mind you, but it's not working as much. So how are you nurturing leads and converting leads currently? Are you doing it all through Google? It's quite likely Google will cease to be the most dominant search engine in the next 10 years. Social paid promotion is definitely taking over, and they're also starting to introduce search opportunities which will challenge Google. If your business is built on Google search rankings, you need to think about doing other things, okay? How are you going to bring the information closer to you? I fucking hate DIY. I hate DIY. There's only one thing I hate more than DIY. It's doing DIY with the wrong fucking tools. It's so irritating. There's nothing worse than doing a job and not having the right tools. We work with all sorts of companies, banks, supermarkets, you name it. Big insurance companies, blah, blah, blah. I am constantly amazed. And this isn't just, so it's not just the SMEs, the small companies. I'm constantly amazed how many marketing departments are run on Excel spreadsheets and different databases that don't talk to each other and blah, blah, blah. It is bullshit. So this isn't just me trying to motivate you to work smarter and harder. I'm telling you that your competition is doing this. Who uses some sort of marketing automation? Oh my God, that is incredibly low. That is incredibly low. In our agency, we use HubSpot. Has anyone heard of HubSpot? Okay, how many of you have done the HubSpot trial? How many thought it was too expensive? Okay, that's interesting, thank you. There's loads of marketing automation stuff out there. It's the equivalent to the dashboard on your car. And right now, it's so scary that people are driving around, they haven't a fucking clue what's going on. It's a little bit like the real roads of London, if I'm honest. You need to use the right tools because you need the marginal gains on your competition if you're serious about content marketing. You need to do this. And if somebody tells you it's too expensive, it is not. There are expensive products out there, there's cheaper ones, but getting the right tools to do the job, for me, it's just a sign, are you serious about this or not? Because your competition is. Your competition's working their face off, but they're working smart. If somebody comes to a web page and they've already downloaded something, should they be given the same option to download that ebook or whatever again? Wouldn't it be brilliant if the content that they downloaded, which is at the top of the funnel, so just something to pique their interest, it was now replaced with some content that was, okay, so if you're serious about this, here's some advanced techniques. Download this. And it didn't ask you for the contact details again because you've got them. It asks you for your position. It asks you for your budget. That'd be good. These are the things that you will see going forward. These are the things that your competition are using to get marginal gains and to get return on investment. Let's face it, working in Excel spreadsheets, it's just a pain in the arse. Get it all in one place. Have a system which actually lets the marketing guys talk to the sales guys, where you don't have to do anything in between. You need to use the right tool. I'm not talking about Hootsuite, I'm talking about important tools. You want tools for research? Anyone seen Mention Map? Write that one down. That is a brilliant tool to find influencers, okay? So if you want to talk to people of influence in what you're doing, put their little handle in mention map, and it will give you all the people that they are talking to and how many times they talk to them. And you go on a little journey of influencers, and then you follow them, you start making friends with them, you listen to them. Anyone use social crawlytics? Okay? You put a competitor's website in there, and it will bring back the results of the most popular pages, but the most popular content that people are engaging with on your competitors. That can inform you what content to produce. Okay? Anyone use BuzzSumo? Okay, cool. I could go on. There's loads of tools out there. And getting your techniques, your routine, but more importantly, the engine behind you that's supporting you and the dashboard is crucial, because that's how you do marketing in 2014. In 2004, you're in Excel, that's okay. It's 2014. Most people don't do marketing like it's 2014, okay? I want you to seriously think about marketing automation using the best tools. Personalization, it's something that you're going to see a lot more of over the next few years, definitely in the next 10 years. Because putting the customer first and really thinking about the customer, so whether you've done persona workshops to work out who your customer is, personalizing the experience is something you're going to see a lot more of, but you can do it now. I actually love this example because Starbucks, the personalization, you know, where they ask you for your name, actually really pisses me off. So what I like to do is tell them my name is Hercules. You should give it a try, because just hearing somebody shout out, Hercules, your coffee's ready, just cracks me up. But personalization will give you, I'm talking about 10, 20, 30% better conversion rate, okay? I've seen marketing departments who high-five and run round naked because they've got a 0.1% conversion rate. It's bullshit. Who the fuck ever celebrated 0.1%? Imagine that on your exams at school. Go fuck yourself, you're doing it again. You're not going out, you're grounded, do your homework. So if you can get improvements 10, 20, 30% on conversion, then you need to start thinking about this, okay? We did a project for a big arena. So they have music gigs, they have comedy, they have family stuff like Disney on Ice. So they've got a huge audience, but it's very, very different. Now, if you show mum looking for Disney on Ice, Mickey Flanagan, or I don't know, Bryan Adams, whatever, it's going to take a little bit more time and possibly less engagement on that site. The conversion drops through the roof. But they come back. If they see Disney on Ice and all the other family stuff, it's been thought through and the experience has been tailored for them, okay? And you can do this, they can do this relatively inexpensively. This isn't enterprise corporate tools now. This is basics with your web development company. Basic. At the very least, promise me this. In fact, tell me if anyone does this already, okay? With the homepage, when somebody visits a homepage of a website, who has their website set up so they know the difference between a first-time customer and a returning customer and change the experience? Who does that? I counted 5 people. That's a really, really simple thing to do. It's a cookie, and if they've been before, they might get a welcome back. If they've never visited before, it's hi, nice to meet you. It's the least you could do. That's really, really, really basic and easy stuff to do. Really basic, really easy. This is what your competition is doing to get those marginal gains on your business. And this is the last one, and then you can go for tea and coffee, and it can be personalized if you want or whatever, and you give your ears a rest. The last one is a little bit more sober, I guess. But I do see this a lot. For us to take on a new client, we have a golden rule in the agency. You need 2 out of the following 3: fame, fortune, or fun. Okay? You need 2 out of 3. Either you're going to be fun to work with, you're going to make us a fortune, or you're going to make us famous. You need 2 out of 3. We don't work with people we don't like. Okay? One of the criteria there is If the culture of that business isn't digital, top down, we're not the agency for you. We don't want to work with you. It's too hard. You're going to pay us thousands of pounds on a monthly basis and then tell us how to do our job. And then you're going to say, what's the ROI of Instagram again? I don't know. What's the ROI of your brother? It's ridiculous. The biggest thing is content marketing and social media. It's not just marketing. Social media and digital thinking is culture in an organization of tomorrow. It is. It's R&D. It's complaints. It's customer service. And if you've got 200 employees or if you've got 7 employees or whatever, if they're not digitally ingrained and they're not helping you, it's tough. You've got to work your face off anyway, but why not get the whole business bought into it? So, usually, and a few years ago, if you go into businesses large or small, there's usually one guy. He's usually got a Twitch by the time we find him. He's wearing Converse, and he's the maverick crazy guy, and he's fighting for more budget for social media and digital. We're in 2014, and there is no place for that anymore. There is no place for that anymore. Is there any business owners here? One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good for you. Good for you. I'm going to take it for granted that you are digitally ingrained. I'm not going to pick on you at all. But that's how you have to run a business now. And my final point is, I am terrified about those fucking 14-year-olds. Terrified. Terrified. So if you haven't got a digital culture, those fuckers aren't going to come and work for you. They're going to work against you. And then you're completely fucked. I like to end a presentation on the word fucked. Thanks for listening, guys. Does anyone have any questions before I go? I'll take this one first.
If you don't work for kind of like a big marketing agency, how would you advise kind of keeping up to date with the different kind of trends and tools?
I'm sorry, can you just say that question into there?
Cool, thank you. If you don't have or don't work with a big marketing agency, how do you advise or how can you keep up to date with the different sort of social trends and platforms that you've mentioned?
Okay, that's a really good question. How to keep up to date with what's going on. Follow websites like techmeme.com. Every day, really good insights. Mashable.com, Technorati, that kind of stuff. Just read. Make it 10 minutes in your day. 10 minutes in your day. Just keep up to date. Follow some influencers on Twitter. Ask them questions. By the way, if anyone wants to ask me a question at Bryan_PHC with the hashtag AskPH, we're doing a video series right now. I'll feature your question and give you some love. Okay, so that's AskPH, the hashtag. And my handle is Bryan with a Y, B-R-Y-N _PHC. Yeah? You got a question?
Yeah, I was going to say, with the kind of personalisation, do you think that's got a long...
Sorry, is that too close? I'm like invading your space?
No, that's fine. Do you think that's got a long shelf life? Because sometimes even now, when I go onto a website and it says, welcome back, Alison, then I'm a bit like, I don't read it because I know it's just, I don't know.
I understand. Yeah, has personalization got any longevity? Because when you go to a website and it says, hi, Alison, blah, 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 hi, Alison, or hi, Bryan, actually, that kind of freaks you out. Does anyone agree? That's like really bad use of personalization. It's like, hey, we're creepy, come and buy from me. Okay? A good use of personalization is you don't know. It remembers what you like, what your preferences, and we can anticipate what you would like to see next based on what you did last. But it doesn't have to be creepy. Any other questions for a wrap up? One in the middle? Can you shout? How important is the integration of user-generated content for a brand? Okay, that's a brilliant question. Well done, you. Well done, you. Gold star. User-generated content is already really, really, really important. Do you know why you don't see much of it? Brands aren't very good at generating enough engagement and interest for peer-to-peer content. You don't own your brand online. Your customers already own your brand. Sentiment is determined by the audience, not you. So the brave ones, they go all in. They will say, tell us what you think, share this, do this, I'll reward you if, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now they're the switched on ones because that goes from a commodity marketing approach to a loyal. If you don't want customers, you want fans, okay? User-generated content, I would put it nearly right near the pinnacle of marketing if you can achieve it. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of testing and measuring. It takes a lot of effort, but I think it's incredibly important. And actually, when you're not there to answer questions and your customer advocates are, then actually you've done something remarkable. Does that answer your question? Thanks. Anyone else? I think before we finish, one more? No one brave enough? Okay, the only thing left to do is give me another clap. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.